Battle for Karnataka is far from over. In a major setback to the BJP, the apex court has asked the party to prove its majority in a floor test tomorrow at 4 p.m. The court has ruled out secret ballot in the floor test. A pro-term speaker would be elected for the floor test and no policy decisions will be taken until the floor test. The court has also directed not to nominate any lawmakers from the Anglo-Indian community until the floor test is over. Congress has agreed for floor test on Saturday while calling the apex court's order historic.
It is a historic interim order. The order is historic because the court has directed a confidence motion within less than 36 hours. It is clear that the Yeddyurappa letters disclosed today did not give any details. Actually, in a way, according to us, proves our point that he had no basis for laying stake to form the government. Friends, we are extremely grateful to the Supreme Court.
Yeddyurappa has said that he is ready to face tomorrow's floor test, even though the BJP had earlier asked for a week's time to prove its majority.
We shall obey the orders of the Supreme Court. Now I will go and discuss with Chief Secretary. Tomorrow I will call for Assembly session and other procedures will follow. And I have got confidence we are going to get full majority and we will prove the majority.
Court questioned the Karnataka governor's decision of allowing the BJP to form a government, stating that the governor has to consider which side has more numbers. However, the court said that the final decision lay with the governor. The court also stressed that any alliance needs to pass a floor test. Appearing on behalf of Yeddyurappa, former Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi told the court that not every MLA have signed the letter supporting the JDS and Congress alliance. The Congress, on the other hand, questioned the governor's move in allowing BJP to form a government, even though the Congress-JDS alliance had reached the majority mark. Congress President Rahul Gandhi said that the top court's order vindicated the Congress's stand against the Karnataka governor's unconstitutional order. Congress and JDS said that they are ready for a floor test tomorrow and asked the procedure to be videographed. Notably, acting on the Congress's appeal, the apex court said it will order authorities to make proper security arrangements for the floor test. And to bring us more details on this news story, I'm joined in by our correspondent Nishchita Virender, who joins us live from Bengaluru. Let's quickly go across to Nishchita. Nishchita, finally the buck stops at the Assembly and the floor test will prove the judgment for BJP or the Congress-JDS alliance.
Absolutely, extremely crucial for B.S. Yeddyurappa really going in for this floor test. Until yesterday, they had 15 days time to prove majority on the floor of the House, giving them an ample time, opportunity, space to reach out to the legislators if need be. And of course, there is a necessity in this case as they're clearly falling short of the 112 seats they need to prove majority on the floor of the House. So in the next 24 hours, how will the BJP conjure up the numbers is something that we have to wait and see. What the BJP claims is that they are confident that there are several within the JDS and Congress who are unhappy with this coalition and who will not support the JDS-Congress coalition and who will vote in favor of the BJP, and that is the reason why they are confident that they will get the numbers. But the Congress, on the other hand, saying that the two parties clearly have the numbers on their end. Congress has 76 MLAs at the moment. Then you have 38 MLAs coming in from the JDS, and they are crossing the 113 mark very comfortably, and tomorrow they are sure that once the pro-term speaker seeks for the appointment of the speaker, then they will get a say in the speaker getting appointed as well. As we know, the speaker gets the final say when it comes to a decision where there is a 50-50 chance of it going either way. In case of a tie, then the speaker gets the final vote. So finally, it really comes down to tomorrow's floor test. Although the floor test is only at 4 p.m, activity will start as early as 11 in the morning. The pro-term speaker will be appointed. Both the Congress and the BJP are are expected to name their respective candidates who are based on seniority, and the governor will choose a pro-term speaker. The pro-term speaker will then administer the oath to all the 221 MLAs on the floor of the House. Once the MLAs are appointed, a speaker will be appointed. That will be done based on the MLA votes, and after which a floor test will be called at 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. dot, the floor test is expected to happen. So a day of hectic activity for Karnataka, very unlike what happened in 2008 really, where the BJP was given enough time and they launched the Operation Kamala. The anti-defection law was circumvented by the BJP. Will they be able to repeat that this time in the minimal period of time that they have to reach out to the legislators is something that we have to wait and see. And also with the matter already in court, with the matter already being taken to court by the Congress and the JDS, there comes the moral factor of the BJP openly reaching out to these legislators, as it is considered immoral, as they're already on the back foot with the governor being criticized for inviting them to form the government solely on the virtue of being the single largest party.
Nishita, that also brings me to my next question, that the governor's discretion was the bone of contention, and during this interim order, which also examined the governor's role, it's very important for us to establish why the governor's role was examined so closely.
The governor, it is truly up to the governor's discretion as to whether he wants to call the single largest party or whether he wants to call a coalition. What political experts have constantly gone on to point out is that a post-poll coalition is certainly lighter in its weightage in comparison to a pre-poll coalition, because when the people cast their vote, they were not aware that these two parties will come together to form the government. Secondly, another argument that has been put forth by the Congress is that when there is no consensus among these coalition parties, then inviting the single largest party makes sense. But when there are two parties that are claiming that they have 116 seats, they have 116 votes, MLAs behind them, which clearly surpasses the middle mark of 113 seats, then what is the reason that the single largest party was called in, which only has 104 MLAs so far at least? Even if you consider the three missing MLAs of the Congress, then they still have just about 107 seats. They're 5 short of majority, and there are absolutely no independents to woo at the moment. So that is really the argument that was put forth. But can the Supreme Court can certainly examine on what basis the governor has invited the BJP. So in 10 weeks' time, the Supreme Court will be further examining the same matter. And if it is found that that it was faulty on part of the governor to really call the BJP, being the single largest party, solely on the criteria of being the single largest party and not really having the numbers on its end, then it could become a case law as well, and it could benefit the parties in the future in whichever state.
Right. Thank you so much, Nishchita, for bringing us all those details. Clearly, tomorrow is going to be a big day, and it will be decided which party is finally going to take over, and a big day for B.S. Yeddyurappa as well.